Coming in first place, we have Steven playing the StrawBeard. So congrats to him. Looks pretty standard sort of list. Does have Nico, doesn't have Vistas. It runs 3 Luffys. It has that extra little. So yeah. Don't know what else to say. Yeah, try it out. Coming in second, we have Zoro from Jasper. Does run 2 Magros, 4 Gordons. I love it. I love to see 4 Gordons. I think this card's insane. I've seen a lot of lists either running 2 or 3. Fun fact, every Zoro deck that topped actually ran at least 2 Gordons. If I was going to run Zoro, I definitely would be trying to play 4. But based on room, maybe I'd have to play 3. But definitely think Gordon is really strong. So I like to see that. He has 4 Vistas and 4 Nico Robins, so they're going to come in really good in the mirror match. Interesting. And yeah, that makes sense. If you're running the 4 Nikos as well, definitely have the 4 Gordons, just combo as well. Has the 3 Jet Pistols, 1 Luffy. One thing I noticed with this Zoro list that surprised me a little bit, but no Radical Beams. Yeah, Radical Beam is pretty clutch with the Whitebeard turns in the late game, but yeah, just play Whitebeard on curve and you're chilling. Yeah, it looks solid. Pretty. Let's go on to the next deck. Fourth, we have Peanut Butter Jelly, also Benjamin Teo. He played Luffy. He's got the Gordons in there. He's got the Nikos and the Vista. Love to see it. He's actually running 4 Master. So this card, when you verse Zoro, if you have to go second, you can actually play this on curve. Not too bad. Mostly going to be a 2k counter, but nice to see that like tech in there. Also, running Gum Gum Red Hawk instead of like a Radical Beam or something. Interesting. I haven't been a fan of Gum Gum from my experience. When I played Doffy, I just always pretty much played around it just by attaching, by pre-attaching Don. But maybe this could catch some people off guard, and maybe some people wouldn't expect it and they wouldn't play around it. So I'm wondering how this card performed for him. But obviously pretty good. He got top 4, so congrats. Yeah, looks good. Next deck we have another Whitebeard, but this one's actually a Moby Dick version. Didn't see much of this on the day, but yeah, got the Marcos, the Newgates. Looks good. Interesting. He doesn't play any of the Seaquakes, and he plays one of the add the Whitebeard card to your hand, and only 2 guard points. Going with the Chopper instead, and I guess like the 2k counters instead of like the guard points and that. Interesting. Okay. Congrats to Anthony Way. In 9th, we have a Kaido, so that's a bit exciting. My son loves playing Kaido. That's all he plays, so we're going to net deck this. He's going to try it out tonight at local, see if he likes it. But yeah, so first off, he's got the Impel down package, which I like. But I notice he also runs the 2 koalas. Some Imperial down packages don't have the koala, but I like this. This allows an alternate playstyle, especially versus Zoro, to play Sardi and then play the koala very early on to have that early tempo. Also, for the same reasoning, he has Shiki. So yeah, great 2k counter, but again, versus Zoro, you get this off your life, you can summon this. X-Drake, yep. 3 Kings is interesting. I thought maybe there'd be 2, but he's gone with 3. I'm guessing this is he's really trying to yeah, just I assume for Zoro mostly. Also decent versus green as well. So yeah, interesting. We got the 2 Thunder Bagagis, 4 Hell's Judgment, of course. This card is incredible, insane. You can also get it off Hannibal, I believe. The annoying thing about versing this deck is when they leave 2 Don up, it's like, okay, I can play around Hell's Judgment by attacking for 3k extra. But then it's like, ooh, if they have Thunder Bagua, then I need to attack for 4k. So it makes it kind of awkward. Probably the most interesting thing out of all this is 2 Brachio Obamas. I like this. Being able to KO, there's a lot of 6k power minions at the moment, like the Yamato. StrawBeard has the 4 drops, and also Zoro has Luffy. What I think the idea behind Barack Obama, and you know, shout out David, I'm sure he has his reasons, but in my theory, I was thinking you go turn 3 Origashima. Next turn, now you have 6 mana. You play Brachio, you have 7 mana. Origashima again, 8 mana. Next turn, you can play your 10-drop Kaido. So you go Onigashima, Barack Obama, 10-drop Kaido. Seems like a pretty good little 3-turn sequence. Yeah, I like it. Also, he runs 2 jacks, which I like. I like the jacks. I consider them as a 5/6 Origashima. And if you get Origashima, it's a 1k counter. So yeah. I'm gonna try this deck out and see how it goes. Looks good. The only one thing I wonder about is I'm wondering what the reason is between Kuro, instead of running the blocker Kuro, having an extra Shiki. I'm wondering the reason for this. I think they're very close. But yeah, interesting. I think they're swappable depending on your meta that you're predicting. But yeah. All right, let's get into 10th. Steven Nash bringing Ivankov. Love to see it. Let's go blue. Ivankov decks, I think, are pretty general. Like, they're pretty standard. The one interesting that Steven's done here, he doesn't run any Peronas. And what I feel like he's swapped Peronas for from like more of a standard list, we'll see the extra Brickfist. Some decks usually run like 2 of these, and he runs an extra Brickfist, which is really good versus StrawBeard. Also pretty decent versus Yamato. So he has that. He chucked in the 4th Crocodile, and he runs 2 Boas. That's like the interesting thing. Instead of Peronas, he has Boas. Boa's really good as, blocker's a big blocker. It's good versus Zoro. It does get removed quite easily, though. Usually when you play it, it gets pistoled, or if it's usually as a Doffy player, he'll be rested and they Atama it. But summoning makes it a little bit harder to kill. They would have to go Atama Vista, but it's also good in the late game versus like Whitebeard. They just it actually can block compared to having instead of 2 blockers, the alternative would be having 2 laws, right? But that card just gets gobbled up in the current meta with Vistas and Whitebeard's effect and that. So yeah, interesting. Obviously did well, got top 16, and interesting. No Peronas. Let's have a look at the next list. In 11th, we have a Kid deck. This is we got Kid. We have 4 Kids. We have 4 Punk Gibson. Punk Gibson's crazy in this meta. Love to see it. 2 Yamatos, nice. 1 Secret Yamato, interesting. I wonder how if this ever even popped up or anything. But yeah, big Sachi. He runs 3 Sachis, very interesting. And I think this comes back again to what I was just mentioning with like Boa versus Law, like being able to summon Sachi from Law or Kid's effect. This card just can't be Visted and it won't die to Whitebeard. If it was 3,000, then it gets gobbled up. But again, 4K early on, maybe versus Zoro, you can actually attack with it and beat down. But in the late game, it's just it's more likely to actually get its block off. Otherwise, deck looks pretty like Kid deck. So yeah, cool. 13th, we have a Smoker deck. Again, that last deck, that was the only Kid. It's actually very top 8 in Australia was just pretty much all Zoro and all Whitebeard and 1 Luffy. But if you actually look from top 8 to top 16, very diverse. There was 1 Kid player, 1 Kinemon player, 1 Ivankov player, 1 Smoker player. We'll get into, I think that's it. But yeah, pretty cool. So Smoker, I haven't played this deck that much, but Hell Meppo, interesting tech. This card, I versed him actually the next day, and he summoned this, and then he got my big boy with it. It was very cool. So he plays the Hell Meppo. So that's kind of an interesting tech. Otherwise, he has 2 Smokers. I think everything else looks... Oh, he only runs 3 Kazans. Interesting. Only 3 10-drop Kazans. Okay. He has 3 Meteor Volcanoes, which, again, this kind of works a bit better because he runs like Hell Meppos to actually be able to combo it. But yeah, cool. Really nice guy too, so shout out to Zach. Next deck. All right, 15, we have Xinghai, the only Kinemon that topped, I believe. Running 2 Tokis, only 3 Bonnies. Interesting, going with 3 Bonnies. Okay, 1 Yamato. All right. Okay. Oh, he runs the Kid. That's right. This fella. I versed him actually. This caught me off guard. I thought I was good. Got him down to 0 life, and then he dropped the Kid, and it was If there's any blue players out there, they know that A drop kid is it's rough. It's tough. Anyway, yeah. So this is a very interesting list. Yeah, 3 Odin, 2 Kid, and 2 7-drop Kid. I would believe the thought process is right. You play like 7-drop Kid or Odin, and then if they get removed by, you know, a Tama pistol or whatever, then it's kind of now safe to play your 8-drop Kid. Also, if you do run the Kid, if you're expecting lots of Doffy, this is going to be clutch. Yeah, very interesting. He runs 3 X-Drakes. I think X-Drake's really good. The fact that it's still a 1K counter at worst case scenario. I like that. I like that. He runs 3 Paradise Waterfalls and only 2 Gibsons. That surprised me a little bit, but I'm guessing just because he's got such a heavy, you know, such a heavy thing, he just will find it hard to, you know, leave that 2 Don up, and so Waterfall's a bit more easier to do that with. But yeah, very interesting Kin'On deck. So that's awesome. All right, that what I did, I basically just got the top got one of each for the deck to show you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little top 16 deck profile. If you did enjoy it, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, comment if you like want me to do these more often. I think this is my first one doing this. So yeah, any feedback, if there's lots of positive, if there's lots of positive feedback, then I'll try to do more of these. I can even cover the USA ones. But I guess we'll see how this video goes and if you guys like this. But appreciate you guys watching. See you guys next time.